I'm from the streets of never giving up and doing what it takes. Yeah, you're gonna make mistakes. Yeah, you gonna.
How did this journey begin? Man, this journey began. It began with as soon as I landed here in LA. Man, when I first got here, back in like late 2017, I was struggling trying to figure out just really how to survive. And after just juggling a bunch of different side jobs and not having nowhere to stay, or somebody suggested doing background work as an actor here in LA. And eventually, one day, I got booked to be a featured background, which means you're kind of like more of one of the background people that get more attention on you. And it was for a music video, a rap video, and I was playing the main artist's best friend. And this is 2018. Now I remember I was getting paid $100 that day. I didn't have a way really to get there. I didn't have enough money. It was too far. It was in like Eagle Rock, so it was too far to take public transportation. And then I didn't have money for an Uber. And so I had to call my sister. She had to call me an Uber, and thank God she did. Because that day was the day that I realized, like, this is what I'm gonna be doing for the rest of my life. So last year when I got that audition for Michael, that's the product of me chasing his dreams since 2018, you know what I mean? So it's taken some time, but we're here. What was the audition process like? The audition process was pretty routine. The Michael film, they had a code name for it because they wanted to keep it like under wraps. And so when I first got the audition, it got sent to my email, and it was just some random name. It wasn't Michael. And then it was for just like Gangbanger #1, you know, and it was just a small scene, a couple lines. I didn't think nothing of it. During the audition process, that I experienced anxiety or self-doubt. I didn't experience any anxiety. I would say naturally sometimes I do get a little nervous just because I want to do good. Saying you only get one time to make a first impression, so I want it to be a good one. When I got the call back, I was excited. I want to say it was one audition. Like I said, it was a small scene on paper, on the script. It was just a few lines. It was me having a conversation that I had with Michael in the scene. But like I told you, in the audition, I didn't know it was Michael. It was just a gangbanger talking to somebody, asking him for his autograph. Once I found out that I got the part and learned that I would be in the scene with Jafar Jackson, I was excited. You know, I was definitely excited. I'm grateful and thankful for the opportunity, for every opportunity. You know, I was ready, bro. Like I said, I've been auditioning, going to class for years. You prepare your mind for that through preparation. And I knew, even though that on paper that was a small scene, I knew I had been preparing for that moment for years. So I went into it comfortable. To me knowing this is gonna be one of the biggest movies of all time, I knew that. You know, Jafar Jackson, everybody, Nia Long, Coleman Domingo, Lorenz Tate, all parties, everybody, I'm leaving people out, everybody did their thing, which is, we're sitting in the future now. We shot the film July of 2025, it's July 2026, and the film has grossed over $1 billion. It's the biggest film on the planet right now. My parents have seen it, you know, my siblings have seen it, everybody that's known me my whole entire life, they've seen it. If I had the opportunity to talk to Michael, what's one thing I would tell him about my experience filming this movie? The first thing I would have to tell him is thank you, because he gave generations of us a lifetime of timeless music to listen to, iconic music, inspiring us all and giving us a lifetime of timeless music. And then I would have to say thank you again, because without him, I wouldn't be in this project. I wouldn't, as I don't want to call it a small role, because no role is small as an actor. Any opportunity, big or small, it could be life-changing. But I would have to tell him thank you for just being who he was and creating space for everybody that was involved with this project, for their career to prayerfully take off since it came out. I would have to tell him thank you, and I'd have to tell other actors with as inspiration. And what can they learn from my journey? Hopefully, man, the key thing is just to keep going. It sounds cliche, it's short, but that's really the key to everything. You gotta keep going, man. When it's quiet, when it's dark, when everything goes wrong, when you don't have a car, when you don't have a place to stay like that, or it's up in the air, when your girlfriend leaves you, when you get put out, when you get evicted, when you lose your job, when you don't know how you're gonna pay your rent, when you're taking the bus, you gotta keep going, bro. You got to. When you're not getting no callbacks, when you're not hearing nothing, when you don't have a manager or an agent at a certain point in time, you gotta keep going.
I'm from the streets of never giving up and doing what it takes. Yeah, you're gonna make mistakes, yeah.